'cause you're a tough guy, like a really rough guy. I remember Killian even being like, he had to do a couple of mad sprints, you know, and he's such a trooper and just the most wonderful person, such a pro, never complains. But John was like, are you okay, Kill? Do you need a break? And he goes, just dying from a mild heart attack right now. Just
You are known as this kind of the positive force on set. You know, we can do this. The kind of, yeah, we can do this. Is it true that Emily Blunt did break your spirit?
It was a particularly hard day, I will say.
No.
It was a very hard day.
We were in the drop ship. No, she did break my spirit. But there was that moment when I went...
Basically, we're in this dropship set. I don't know if you've seen the trailer. We're being dropped out of this ship in our exosuits, and it was a tiny set. They'd made the set really small. It was kind of like as big as a sardine can, and we're all in there. It's so hot in there. There's no air in there. Camera crew are, like, bumping into us, and we're hanging in the exosuits in harnesses, so, like, the entire weight of you and your suit is, like, on your groin, and, like, people are miserable. People are just, like, hanging like this, just waiting for them to get out action. And Tom, that insatiable positivity, I can just see it just starting to unravel. You know? He was pouring with sweat. I remember looking at him and he was like, guys, please roll. Please roll. And I just looked at him and I just went, oh, this sucks, like that. And he looked at me and he goes, it's a challenge.
I felt because you know what? If I start complaining, it's on. If I start going down, it's on.
Yeah, and I went, Tom, it sucks. And he went, okay, fine. I knew the moment I decided to have white hair that would be the comparison.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Charlize's son was on set a lot, and he was obsessed. He's obsessed with Frozen, so he really thought I was Elsa.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah.
And did you dissuade him from that?
No. And then he got really disappointed because he saw me in my sweatpants one day with the white hair on, and he just looked at me and he goes, put on your dress. Like, he was really bummed about it.
Really?
Yeah. Put it on now.
Wait.
And he was so cute, you know, and he was so, oh, look at him. And I would try and hang out with him on set, you know, just to make sure he felt comfortable with me. And we'd go and play little games and hang out together all the time. And I think the more familiar he got with me, you know, the more he felt he'd just come and sit on my knee at lunch and stuff. And then one day he comes up to me and he's trying to pull my top down. Oh. And his mom is from the South, you know, she's very about manners. And she went, Pierce, that is so rude. You do not do that to Miss Emily. That is so rude. And he kept doing it. And eventually I went, Piers, why are you always trying to undress me? And he went, because I just want to see him. And I was like, good for you.
Well, yeah, there you go. He knows what he wants. Well, I think...
And so I showed him, and then... No.
Yeah.
That little blonde one, he's wild.
Oh, the little one is adorable, yeah.
He's so sweet.
What's his name?
He's called Joel.
Okay.
And there was a lot of kind of Joel wrangling on script, because, on set, because he was sort of crazy and had never done a film before. So it was all so new to him, and he didn't know how to focus, and there was a lot of like, okay, we're rolling, Joel, and we're like, Joel, focus, Joel, please, Joel, we're rolling, Joel. And then before I had this mammoth monologue, I remember, like, really fast-paced monologue, I was just trying to focus for a second. They were like, okay, rolling, and Joel would be like, Emily, what'd you get if you put the letter B in front of the word oobs? And I was like... And they were like, and action! And I was like, you know, it was just that kind of stuff. And then
that
it would
needs
graduate.
a nanny, it sounds
oh,
like.
He needs a nanny.
It graduated to what?
Graduate to, like, you know, agina and the letter V. It's like...
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Clearly in desperate need
Little
of a nanny.
Joel. Dirty little Joel.
He's so dirty, that one. I broached it with her, and the first response when I said, you know, Hazel, there's a baby in there. You're going to be a big sister. She looked at me and she went, nope. And I went, yes. So that was the first talk, and we bought her every I'm a Big Sister book out there.
Oh, right,
you know?
yeah.
And I thought that I was not yet at the point where my body was just really embarrassing to my child. You know, when you become a teenager and you see your parents naked, you're like, ah! Like, it's like the worst thing in the world. And so I got into the bath with her, and she looked at me and she goes, whoa, mama, big. Like,
no. Oh, really?
and I went, We are never bathing together. That's it. And I was sitting with Hazel and just on the kitchen stools, just having a chat. I was like, oh, some nice older child time, you know, some bonding time. And we were talking about ponies and like sweet things. And then she just looked at me and she goes, I'm gonna smash your face in. And I went, what? Like, and I won't say who taught her it. Let's just say his name is Bobby. But she goes, yeah, Bobby says that.
Yeah.
And I went, well, Bobby clearly has not learned any manners. And he makes bad decisions.
Yeah. What about as a kid? Were you allowed to see, like, scary things or inappropriate movies or anything
Oh, my
like that?
dad was always... He was sent off to the video store and would come back with the most inappropriate films.
The movies he wanted to see.
Oh, the movies he wanted to see. So he'd come home with Jaws and, like, Pretty Woman and stuff. And
Really? How old were you when you
like
saw Pretty...
9, you know, or 10. You know, it was so inappropriate.
What did you think of it at...
Well, I didn't... I just accepted it as, like, that's just how people interact. And the scene where she offers him the condoms.
Oh, yeah, she's got
She,
different
like,
colors.
guys, you know, when she fans out the condoms, you remember
Yes.
that? And there's so many different colors and flavors, anyway. And I was like, why, oh, that's so cool. She's, like, giving him sweets to choose from. And my dad would be like, yeah, I was like, absolutely, yeah, just sweets. And he can choose which one he wants.
So he wasn't going to explain what condoms are,
No!
but he was fine with you watching a movie about a
Totally.
prostitute who's bought for the weekend by a billionaire.
Totally fine with it. He was like, and he'd explain it to my mum, be like, it goes right over their heads, no idea what's going on. Yeah, which I clearly didn't.
Yeah, yeah.
I was disturbed when I watched it later on in life. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, they're condoms, yeah.
Yeah.
What are you doing for the holidays?
Well, I am going to see my family. You know, I'm sadly now, because I live in the States more, you know, we used to take these sort of family vacations at Christmas.
That's great.
Yeah, I mean, my dad would persist and try and make us go skiing. I'm, like, convinced that British people are really bad at any form of sliding. You know, I just don't think... I don't think we're very good at it.
They don't get much snow.
We don't get much snow.
Yeah.
But my dad took us skiing, and, you know, I'd never done it before. I was quite a nervous child, and so Dad took us on his own route around, and we got lost, and I was ending up going down Black Diamond runs. I mean, I couldn't do it, you know.
That's dangerous.
And so I was weeping at the top of this slope, and Dad was like, it's all right, darling. You go down first, I'll ski behind you, make sure no one crashes into you. I was like, okay. So I set off down the slope, just plowing down like that. And I can hear my dad behind me, and I can hear his skiing. I can hear the shoo, 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 and it gets more and more like shoo, 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 as he's losing control. And then I hear him go, get out of the way, Emily, you bloody idiot, like that. And it was bad.
That's the end. Yeah.
That's my dad. That's my dad.